Hey, 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 guys. Welcome to another episode of Hello World with your girl Joy from Be the Difference Clothing. How is everyone doing today? I hope you're doing fine. I hope life is treating you pretty good today. Um, Between yesterday and today, I have a few things to say, you know. Um, hey, Brooklyn, we have a member. We have a member, and it's Brooklyn and White Boy. How you doing? Good to see you. I feel like the lighting is not that great right now. How's your day so far? How's it going? I hope it's going well. I'm gonna check to see how it look on screen. See. Hey, we have a woo, 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 member. We have a member. Woo, 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 but and this reborn artist live. How you doing? Good to see you. How's your day going? Yeah, the lighting is a little dark. It's a little dark. All right, whatever. I gotta fix that. It's hard to try to test it. It's very hard to test it, but look, if I sit right here, then you guys will see really bright. But how's your day going, guys? I hope it's well. Today I had another nightmare, y'all. It is another nightmare, and I didn't eat anything crazy before I went to sleep. But it was kind of weird. So yesterday I noticed how people are in such a rush. And it's like a don't make sense type of rush. Like I was walking in a parking lot and a woman was pulling out to go, and then there was a car coming this way. Instead of the car waiting for the woman to finish pulling out, he just scooted his way right in, like about to hit the parked cars that were there. Instead of just waiting for her to come out. I mean, he was far away too, for him to stop and let her go. I just thought that was really weird, and it was crazy. And then I went into I went to Staples because I wanted to see if the UPS was open. US UPS, yeah. And so they had a little UPS department where they do receive and send packages. I went in there. When I got online, I saw a credit card on the floor. I was like, wait a second, that's somebody's credit card sitting on the floor. How you going to just drop your credit card and leave it right there? So I scooped it up, and I was going to have them, call on the loudspeaker for someone. But I was looking around just trying to see if the name would match the people that were like standing there. And I was like, no, it doesn't really look like this name. It could have been the one guy that was standing there, but I was like, I don't know. Right. Hey, Frugal Mama, how you doing? How's your day? Hey, Prince Daniel, how's your day? How you guys doing? Hey, AKA, how you doing? So I just had the card in my hand, just waiting. And I swore all I had was one little quick question, right? If they were open, because I didn't see anybody standing over there. So I waited online, and then a woman and a child came behind me. And, she was like, oh, I need to find my card. Where's my card? She was searching through the bag. And I said, what are the odds that the card in my hand belongs to this woman? So she was like, dang. And then I turned, I said, what's your name? And she said, whatever her name was, I can't even pronounce it. And I was like, oh, here you go. She's like, oh my goodness, thank you so much. I was like, well, I was gonna ask them to call somebody's name on a loudspeaker, and then maybe that person was gonna be gone, and that you probably, whoever the card holder was gonna just get a new card. So I was kind of happy that I was able to help in that way, where like she was extremely thankful. It was a debit card too. But I was like, I would never, ever try to use somebody else's card. Ain't no jail time enough. There's no amount of money in the world for jail time for me. My hands are too tender. and for having any type of whatever, you know what I mean? So um, I gave her her card. Then we'll fast forward to today, where again, people were just in a rush to go nowhere or just doing some like really weird things. It was enough for me to say, like, I need to just go inside and never come back outside for the rest of the day. Oh, yeah, yesterday, I ended up going to the supermarket and I was online. And, we still, in my made up mind, I guess, I feel like there still should be 6 feet. So the woman behind me had her mask on and I had my mask on. And so as soon as I moved up a little bit, she came right behind me, put her stuff on a conveyor belt and was like standing there. I'm like, where are we going? I was telling the cashier, I was like, where are we going? Why we need to be on top of each other like this? It's like me finishing my transaction is not going to be any faster if you stand on top of me, especially if there's somebody else before me. So I just thought that was really weird. Do you guys experience that? Where people just seem to be in a rush to do nothing? Hey, Catherine with friends. That is the ghetto motivational speaker senior in the building. How you doing? Good to see you. Does it seem like that to you guys? That people just be in a rush to do nothing? Not even go anywhere, but just to do nothing. Like, do we really like to be that close behind each other? So fast forward to today. I don't know anything about the street sweeper because I don't usually see street sweepers. I usually go into parking lots and whatever. So I was going to the post office to drop a few packages off. And I just realized that the side that I was parking on was the sweeper and the meter maid. I was like, why is the meter maid driving on top of me? The meter maid was, coming. So I looked up and the sign said Tuesday between 1 and 3. So I was like, oh, I'm in the way. And then she was like, honk, honk. I was like, well, dang, calm down. I'm going to move. But I can't let the cars turn the corner and hit me to get out the way. So while I'm over there fussing, this guy comes running out this post office. He's like, thank you, sis. You saved me. I was like, huh? He was like, yeah, you saved me. Thank you. And I'm like, oh, okay. So like in the midst of me fussing and parking in the wrong spot, I ended up helping somebody, preventing somebody from getting a ticket. And he thought I was like, I did the best thing in the whole world. And meanwhile, I didn't even know. And that goes to say, like, guys, we don't even know what kind of influence or impact we can have on each other's life and not even understand it. I had no idea that by accidentally blocking the meter maid prevented him from getting a ticket. And he was so happy. And I was so happy too. And I was like, okay. No problem. Even when I went into the post office, he's like, thank you. You saved my life. I was like, okay. I dropped my package off. And when I left, he came again. It's like, thank you so much. I was like, no problem. So I said, this time around, I'm going to give him my card. So, I keep my business cards on me. So I say, here you go. Here's my business card. And he just said, okay, thank you. I was like, thank you. You never know what could turn out. He could possibly buy something. You never know. But at the end of the day, the impressions that we make are so invisible, but actually become visible to others. And I was like, wow. So you never know. You may be in the wrong place at the right time for the right person. And it won't make sense to you, but it makes perfect sense to them. So that's why it's important for us to just live and go with the flow of life. Because you have no idea how that can lead to something greater or even more great for you and the other person. Because like once I got once he said thank you that many times and showed his gratitude, I was like, I can't think about bickering anymore about how the lady was honking me out of the spot and trying to rush me into traffic. I couldn't even think about that anymore because I was like, here it is that somebody's showing gratitude for something that I didn't even know I did. See what I'm saying? You've seen it? Oh boy. Y'all, I'm sore from yesterday at the gym and the day before. I didn't go today. So let me tell you about my day. So I woke up this morning. I was going to try to sleep in until like 10. Um, and that didn't happen because I quickly remembered I had a meeting, a meeting at 11. What I thought was 11 turned out to be 11:45. And then I quickly remembered I have like a bunch of events coming up. And I got a bombshell of an email yesterday that said that I was required to have insurance for an event. So now I had to go try to secure insurance. Um, and it's like more and more and more and more stuff. You know what I mean? So I said, let me just go ahead and work on that stuff. So I got up, I was out by like 8:30. I was out by 8:30. Or was it 9? I don't even remember what time. But I ran some errands. I made a boatload of onesies. Okay, not a boatload. I made about 10 onesies, and it was a struggle for some of them because I think like around the rib area, like the arm area is doubled up, so it makes the pressing like harder to get down. And so I made those. I accomplished whatever the meeting that I had. It was very productive too. And then I ran some more errands. Y'all, I had to order more business cards because I ran out. But I went to also go look for a cart. And what else? It was a cart and something else that I usually use at these events that broke. I guess you can call it wear and tear, but some things I think don't need to break if we just be a little tender with stuff. So it was a no go. The store that I went to, Walmart, didn't have what I needed. So I was like, man, are we like getting our stores getting to the point where it's like, you know what, we're not even going to stock it. We're just going to have you have it delivered to your home. You notice that? Have you guys noticed that they're trying to make it inconvenient to actually shop? Have you noticed that at all? And also, too, guys, gluttony will never go out of style. Okay? Gluttony will never go out of style. Hence, I do not believe that we'll always have a complete food shortage because gluttony does not go out of style. What I believe can happen is that they make it seem like things are going out of stock. There may be a delay. Yes, it may be a delay. But if we don't start calming down and getting our minds right and realizing there's always going to be food because gluttony is something that we live with. And with knowing that, and it's not even just about food, but just supplies in general, it's just we cause things and we drive things to cost more. This is just my opinion. But I feel like the more we tell our corporate heads that we want this, we want this, we want this, we will buy it all off the shelf. They're going to say, okay, you want that? I'm going to make sure I supply it for you, but I'm going to raise the price. Knowing good well, a lot of times, I don't know if everybody works or not, your salary doesn't compensate the increase. So keep that in mind the next time we hear that there may be some closures or whatever. We got duped. I believe we got duped with the whole lockdown because not one time did Walmart or any of the supermarkets close. They were all open. They were all open. And we were all online because we didn't want to stay in the house. I was one of them, okay? We were all online trying to be nosy to see, ooh, who else is online? Oh my goodness, let me complain a little later about how long the line was because I was there. I experienced it. Oh, I bought as many as I could. They said I could have two. So I went back again, stood on that line for an hour. I mean, like when I think about it, I'm just like, that's so messed up. Now, one time were we completely out of anything. The shelves may have looked empty, Yeah, the empty shelves were empty, but there was still going to be a supply coming. But we proved that gluttony will never cease. It's not about just growing your own food and how the food is tainted with all these chemicals. Like that's something we can't prevent. Like even the soil is messed up too. Like everything that we touch is going to have some type of chemical on it that we can't get away from. But let's remember it's never ever going to be a shortage ever, really, really. Maybe a shortage of the things that you're used to buying, but there's always going to be something else. I was in Walmart again, still same trip, and I looked and I noticed that the shelves were bare, and I was like, okay, we just had a hurricane, so the trucks are probably a little delayed, but there's still going to be a shipment that comes. It may not be on time, but listen, I'm saying all this to say, let's think of each other, right? Instead of being afraid of the fact that there may be a food shortage, just think of, I only need to buy what I need right now, because stocking your shelf with 12 cartons of eggs or 60-pack cartons of eggs is not going to, I don't know, maybe you have a big family. I don't know. But don't double the stuff that you have just because you're afraid that you're not going to have. Because what you're doing is preventing someone else from having, which is more important. We all can equally have. And we all could equally say, no, this is the price that we want you to keep it set at. Keep it that way, or else we will not step foot into your business and your establishment. Again, silent majority. Why is it so easy for us to get our heads played with, our emotions played with? Why? I almost got into that gluttonous thing. Like y'all, when they ran out of cream of wheat, I got scared. So yeah, I bought like 2 or 3 boxes when they were there because I was like, what if? But in the history of the last 2 years, that what if never happened. They ended up having it. I ended up maybe needing to buy something that I didn't want to eat. Nah, it was there. And then guess what? Even if it's not at the discount retailers, they have a surplus at the other supermarkets that mark it up or charge at the regular price. Fully stocked. So really, as many supermarkets that are in your town, just think about it. Oh, let's think about it. The amount of supermarkets that exist in your town that people don't really travel to too often. There's got to be enough. There's got to be enough for everyone to at least have one of something. Maybe we do need to start budgeting the stuff that we eat. Is it that we become too comfortable with having stuff, whatever we want? And like, I don't like that brand, so I'm going to throw it in the garbage, even though it's still full, still well, good. And I'm going to get the brand that I want. Sad. Hey, Shiwana, how you doing? Hey, Jaden. Those prices sat you are ridiculous. Yeah. Hey, Stacy, how you feeling? Businesses do that on purpose to get more business, and they hate it when they get called out. And I'm like, oh well, too bad. Be fair or bye. Hey, real girl, how you doing? Good to see you. But we fall for it so easily, Brooklyn. We all fall for it at one time or another. We all become victims of these plot twists. So if there is a current shutdown that's planned, I mean, if a if a shutdown happens in the near future, are we gonna end up having no food? Realistically, could that possibly happen where there's no food? I don't know. But I doubt it. Historically, think about a year ago, because that was like, it seemed like that was the worst of the worst, right? So true. This store had me buy gel, hand gel, normal price $1.09, sold it for $5.99. Yeah, that's messed up. Up and down, Joy, taking things one day at a time. I'm back at work. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I'm glad you're here, Stacy. Hey, Lady B, how you doing? Why not share if you have extra? Exactly. You know why, Lady B? Because we've been so separated, we forgot. We've been conditioned to forget about each other and to forget about each other's needs. It's crazy. And we've also been conditioned not to trust each other, too. At least for me, that's what I'm noticing. Good question. I think that the supply wouldn't be affected, but maybe the workers to be able to get to the supply out would be a thing. Really? Real good, real girl. I was watching some TikToks and this guy works in like shipping and he said that he showed us how there were crates and crates and crates of supplies. Now, I don't know what was inside those crates, but he said they were told do not ship them out. And he was like, but people need them. Do not ship them out. As many truckers as there are, as much fuel as we either buy or steal, as much land that there is to drive on, to fly over, can we really say that it's impossible to get things to and fro? Now, if you have a natural disaster where, where we have the floods that really do block up roadways, you can't land, those are for real things. But to say that you can't get your truck from A to B when there's no weather conditions, like seriously, when I think about it, and there's plenty of workers, because we know a few truck drivers here on YouTube. We know a few of them. I mean, they have been telling us things about things being short supplied and whatnot or delayed. Oh, okay, maybe the shipping industry. Because remember when that ship was stuck in Egypt or something like that, or in that big canal, it was turned this way, that it was stuck for a couple days or a couple weeks, and that delayed. So I believe that delay. And then the Ida, that's a real delay. So yeah, I guess you're right. Getting to the stuff is gonna be hard. But once they get it, they should be able to get it going. But then again, they may have to like finagle their way out, depending on what the road conditions are. And more people are back on the road because I've been stuck in traffic a few times. I don't know. I just think that sometimes we get hyped up. We get hyped up and we believe the hype. Ooh, don't believe the hype. Remember that song, y'all? I forget who was rapping it, but don't believe the hype was a song like, how would we just fall for this stuff? For real. I meant like in the stores, like having enough workers to stock the shelves. Oh, but I do believe I heard that they weren't stocking shelves to full capacity as well. But that kind of was like a good thing because people were hoarding. Yeah. But then that also like makes you afraid, right? Because instantly when I saw those shelves like in Walmart, I think I was in Walmart like on Saturday. There was a bunch of chips. The whole chip aisle was full. Now I went there today. Today's what, Tuesday? Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So 2 days later, ain't nothing there. I was like, come on, y'all. Well, what are y'all doing? What is the Super Bowl coming yet? Is it Super Bowl time yet? I thought that was in February. Oh, we're not even in January yet. Oh my goodness. So we know we're near January and all the chips are gone. What the heck, y'all? What is going on? It was fully stocked on Saturday. And 2 days later, y'all had to buy the whole store out? Come on. Or, real girl, maybe they just want us to order online, keep our behinds in the house, to be afraid to go outside, to carbonate our nature, hence causing more crazy weather patterns. But I was like, come on. Even y'all taking all the vegetables too? Am I missing something? Like, is there something on the news saying that we're gonna have a food shortage soon? Because I don't watch TV. Is that the new thing now? Like, anybody hear about that? That too. Yeah, Public Enemy. Somebody wanted some dip. Girl, yes, I did. I had my dip and I was about to go buy some Tostitos to dip my little. I was like, yo, I don't even eat dip and chip. I do not eat dip and chips. Okay, I was never a dip and chip girl. But y'all, that spinach, that creamy spinach had me going. I was like, ooh, give me some creamy spinach dip. I was like, okay. Yeah, so I'm a temporal eater. I like, eating spurts. So, I've been eating dip and chips for like 2 rounds straight. But I'm sure by next week I'm not gonna want a dip or a piece of chip at all. But guess what? When I went to like a Acme, or like let's just say a Acme, I don't know if you guys have that. Like a Acme is a name brand supermarket, right? I went to the Acme, the chips were fully stocked, the dip was pretty much fully stocked. Their frozen food section was stocked. And I was like, it's just Walmart in them. Crazy times we're in. But do they have to be crazy? Or are we just falling into the idea that it's crazy? Are we just falling into the idea that things are crazy? I think it's required for us at this point in time to sit down and think things through before we just go with emotion. Right? And I get caught out there too, y'all. I get caught out there too. But when I sit back and I'm like, it's only Walmart because a lot of us shop there because we think it's cheaper, but the prices are comparable. Because I go from supermarket to supermarket, okay? Because one place has what I want, the other place has the other. I don't know. It's just me. That's dollar. There's a dollar store near you. The manager always keeps the store stocked. The new manager kept the store fairly stocked. Okay. Wait, wait, wait. There is a shortage of truck drivers. Companies are offering huge incentives. Why is that? What happened to the truck drivers that were working before? Hmm. Or is it that they just need more? You mean they need more on top of? So who want to be a truck driver? You looking for work? You could be a truck driver as long as you meet the vision requirements and you get your little CDL. Take the course. You could be a truck driver, drive straight run, runs, make lots of money. Hey, mukbanging things, what's going on? How you doing? They started working for Amazon, but I heard Amazon don't treat their people right. Oh, so that's it. They left. Okay. That makes sense, Frugal. That makes sense. So Amazon is what's, see, now we come into a solution. Amazon is crushing the market. So it may not necessarily be right. And that makes sense with why other stores may have problems having workers to be able to stock the stuff. Amazon, I heard that, but I heard they don't treat their people right and they don't pay that well. That's what I heard. So is Amazon becoming our one world order too? They're going to try to shut everybody out. I wonder if Walmart knows that Amazon is trying to shut them out. I wonder if they're in cahoots. You ever wonder that? Because I'm pretty sure they all go to lunch together, the corporate events. How are we going to get the people today? I don't know. Could be, could be not. Only time will tell. But I do feel like we need to think things through first before we just go consume and fall into the gluttonous stage of life. You know what I mean? That's why Walmart made Walmart Plus or something like that. We have a shortage of truck drivers here in the UK too. Ooh, because they all work for Amazon now. Is that why, Stacey? Do you think? That's crazy, y'all. Amazon is really right because it goes back to what I was saying in the beginning when I was trying to look for a cart and also like a like a bathroom thing. I was like, the first thing that the woman that I asked told me was like, yeah, you can order online. And that's when it triggered in my head, like, yo, that's not right. Like, it's the same thing that they did with the banking system. Listen to this with the banks. Before we had the little ATMs, which I'm 100% against, before the ATMs came, everybody was forced to go inside, stand on line with people, wait your turn, cash your check, and then go about your business. But guess what? We were still communing. Now, you go into a bank today, you may have one teller or two, maybe, and and maybe one or two of those people in the back that help you open new accounts, maybe. And then you got your branch manager. So all in all, they probably have maybe 5 people working in the one branch, depending on how. It doesn't matter how big or small. Anyway, long story short, the ATM and direct deposit crushed the banking system as far as employing people. So now we're all forced. And then, of course, after what's this thing? COVID. After COVID, I was forced to turn into direct deposit, right? Because the banks weren't open on the weekends and they were only open during the day when I was working. And then when I could take a break to go, the line was about an hour long. So I was forced to. Like I didn't have the time to just sit there, which I would have, and sit on the drive-through line. So now when I go into the bank, since everything's open again, when I go into the bank, there's really only one teller. And then you can even open your bank accounts, new accounts right here on your computer. That's what's happening with our supermarkets, guys, in my opinion. The same thing happened with the turnpike, your toll collectors, or whatever you want to call them. I worked in an age where the toll collectors, every toll had a person in it. I was there when they were installing the first couple of Easy Pass. I said, this is not good. All my coworkers are like, nah, that's okay. It's going to ease the thing. It's going to make our life easier. But then now you have no hours. Because now every line is Easy Pass. And maybe one collector. You don't even get a ticket from a person anymore. They don't even hand you tickets. You just get it from the machine or you just Easy Pass through. Again, I'm guilty of it because I have my Easy Pass. And Easy Pass was incentivized you before, but now the incentive is like nothing. You have to go during their hours. You have to travel outside of their peak hours in order to get like 50 cents off. And even still, they've raised the prices enough where that 50 cents really makes it regular price. So now that's another thing too, right? We just played into their hands so now that they can raise the cost of the tolls because we thought we were getting a discount with Easy Pass, which now unemployed so many people. So fast forward to our supermarkets and our Walmarts and Amazons. While everything is more convenient, people are losing their jobs. We're being forced to just shop online or open up a Prime account so we can pay an extra $19.95 to get our groceries and then deliver for free I don't know. I guess the robots will take over eventually, but I'm humanity first. So we just figured it out, y'all. Amazon is going to be the primary provider of all of our groceries. Eventually, will be our primary provider of all of our groceries. If we don't start going to the supermarkets ourselves and shopping there. I mean, I understand if it's convenient, but when was it not convenient when you were forced to go into the supermarket? It's the same thing with landlines and cell phones. You used to never have a cell phone. Then it was like the beeper. The beeper opened the way to the cell phones and then the two ways. And now it's like, I can't leave home without it. When like you used to be able to go home, like get the extra long cord and be like, all right, I want to back to the TV too when there were no remotes. Then they had the remote. Now everybody's sitting back chilling. It all makes sense to me in my head. But if we're not careful, give it another 20 years or so. Everybody's gonna be like, nope, there is no such thing as a grocery store. Shoot, maybe we will be like floating. Our cars will be floating and we'll be like off the ground or something like that. Maybe gravity will no longer be, or maybe oxygen will no longer be useful for us anymore. And just gonna have to have space helmets on all day long. I'm thinking of that movie, The Fifth Element. I don't know. Hey, gangster, how you doing? Free food and Walmart are working together. Fresh food and Walmart are working together online. That's why Walmart made Walmart Plus. Oh yeah. Mm-mm-mm. I see that down the road. I never shop at Amazon for groceries. Plandemic. Yes, girl, I believe it too. Planned stay you behind at home. We have to come up with a term for that. Delivers and they're fast too. Bunk that. I'm gonna take my butt into the store and walk up and down that aisle. So, because if I don't get to the gym one day, at least I burn some calories just walking up and down the aisle, get lost looking at things and pricing things up. And oh, let me go back down this aisle. Oh, where? So, guys, we definitely have to pay attention to what's going on and how it's affecting not just your life, but the people who actually working these things lives. I easily made, when I worked on the turnpike, I would easily, in 2 days, I could easily make like $600 because I did 16-hour shifts. It was plenty of work. But try working on the turnpike now. They may not even be hiring, especially not as a collector. That's why I'm just like, nope. That's why I refuse to use the ATM. Fine, I use it to deposit. That's it. But that's it. Okay. That's all I use it for. I just deposit. That's it. But we have to start taking back control of life. We have to. Because if we don't, then we're gonna just end up like at one standstill. And then what are we gonna do then? Everybody can't just work for technology. I don't know if there's gonna be enough room for everybody to have a job in technology. I don't know. Hey Thea, how you doing? I have a gym at your home. Yes, I remember you saying that, gangster. I remember you saying that. Hey. I don't know if y'all hear that, but somebody was driving by with their music. But try to go outside more if you can and like really just breathe out just so nature can get used to us again. Try just to do that as often as you can. If you can just go shopping more outside. Try to go shopping more outside, even for like clothing. Try because there are people that's their livelihood, like retail. There's some people that work in retail for like 20, 30 years, and that's all they do. But the more we say, well, I can easily buy it online, the suppliers are just going to put it online. And guess what? They're like, well, I don't need this amount of staff. We can budget and save this way and put the money into like the higher ups bonuses. As far as eating out, I don't know. That's up to y'all. I don't know if I'm ever going to eat out again. That's a lie, but maybe. You see how quick I backtrack that? I don't want to eat out, but like, eventually I'm going to have to. But I don't know. We just got to keep in mind how the world goes around by us actively participating in it, not just allowing inanimate objects to do it for us. I heard too the other day, well, never mind, I'm not even going to mention that, but it was something I saw on TikTok. Um, But yeah, just think about it, y'all. The next time you see empty shelves, don't panic, don't be afraid. Just remember the supply is gonna come. And let me just calculate what's already in my mind, in my fridge or storage, and think about the next person who really need stuff so that they're not panicking and just I don't know. Wow, it's like Black Friday every day now. They did it to us with food, y'all. They Black Friday food. They are Black Friday and food. I don't want to be a part of that. I don't know. I know I'm not going to allow fear to start having me hoard things away. Because I do recall, and hey, I have to admit my guilt. But when COVID first came on, I was collecting a lot of cleaning supplies and toilet paper because I'll tell you why. Because I was like, I was down to like my last roll of toilet paper and there was none in the supermarket. And I was like, yo, I'm never ever going to be without toilet paper again. And every chance I got, I picked up, every time I went to the super, I picked up some toilet paper, like a 20 pack. And I'm like, Joy, now that I look at it in retrospect, I'm like, girl, it's okay. You did not run out of toilet paper, right? You ended up getting it. If you really have faith in God or your maker or whatever, your needs will always be provided for. Your needs will always be provided for. Let's get back to that. Let's get back to that. And if they don't have any more meat, then maybe you should become a vegetarian for a little bit until the meat comes back. You can make some decent meals. And everybody got to at least have 10 boxes of elbow or something in their closet. Just stir that up. Make up your own sauce. Stir that up. Put some seasoning in there. Stir that up and make a meal out of it. It's not to say that it's eating like you don't have. It's just to say that you're eating because you know that you are thankful that you have whatever it is that you have. That's gratitude right there. And also, like, you give the cows a break. Let them live another day. Let them grow naturally a little bit more. Tell them we don't want any more clone, we want some real meat. I heard the stuff don't even taste the same anymore. That's what I heard. I think that's something I heard on YouTube. Somebody was like, yeah, Wendy's don't taste the same anymore. Burger King, McDonald's don't taste the same anymore. I was like, wow, Popeyes don't taste the same. I was like, really? That's a little concerning in my opinion, but hey, we all gonna do whatever we want to do. But there ain't nothing wrong if you have a little gas in your house. You can cook on your stove top, make your meals. And then also, you don't have to eat 3 meals a day. You'll be fine. Give your gut a chance to relax and like get rid of some of that poop that's been sitting in there for who knows how long. Use that as a time to fast. Remember we were talking about that? Fasting, maybe a day or two. Or also like, how about being more concerned about working out some of those traumas? Maybe those childhood traumas or like some traumas that may have happened that you don't even realize was a trauma, but is a trauma. And that way you can become a better you. Remember, there's so many other things that we could be doing with our lives than to be worrying about, oh my goodness, the shelves are empty. Oh, oh my goodness, I have to order everything online. There's so much more to life than eating and consuming. Ooh, I'm still on the fence ordering food, ain't ready. I've dined in restaurants maybe 4 times. I'm still nervous about that. I don't care if you are vaccinated or not. I'm still nervous about that. Actually, well, I become nervous about that because it's been so long. What we going on? I stopped eating out March 16th or 17th, that time of 2020. And we're in 21. So almost 2 years. Because I said I'll start going out to eat in 2022. But now it's just a challenge for me because I turned that into a savings challenge. So I don't know. I don't know. It to me, if they force more mom and pops to close down, then I'm gonna be mad and I'm not gonna eat out anymore. Or if they mandate that you must show proof, whether you are vaccinated or not. If they have a mandate like that, then I'm definitely gonna be boycotting eating out. Because I'm like, you can't make people do that. That's like saying, show me how old you are. Give me your birth certificate so you can come into my establishment. No, thank you. Hmm. Hey, Charlene, how you doing? Blessings upon blessings to you. Same to you. I agree with all you're saying. I also have a lot of these thoughts. Really? It's just we just gotta slow down. That's the thing. We have to slow down and just really think. You let our brains actually work. Because we are all very, very intuitive people. But we don't allow that intuitiveness to actually be activated because we're so inundated with stuff that really will prevent or block you from thinking. So let's just sit down and think more. Like, really, if God forbid, which I don't think he's going to starve us to death, if God forbid that a week or two there was no shipments of food supply, right? I'm sure we can figure out something, right? It goes back to what I think Stacy was saying earlier. Go with your neighbors if you trust them. See if y'all can do like a community cooking. I don't know. That'll bring us together more. Or like barter. Like, hey, I'll trade you my milk for you. I don't know. But really, will we really starve to death? Do we know what really starving is? Huh? Do we really understand what starving is? Is it gonna be to the point where we're gonna have to pick out of a garbage just to get food? Will that ever really happen? I don't think so. I really don't think so. So if you see empty shelves, don't be scared. Just be like, oh well, if I go to Acme down the street, they're gonna be fully stocked. Now I'll just have to pay full price. But at least I can get what I need. Or I just go down to the bodega, hopefully, and check that, make sure everything ain't expired. Check whatever in your supermarket too, because I've come across a couple of things that were expired and I had to bring it to the front. Or I've come across perishable items that some ignorant behind person put on a shelf. I'm like, why would you do that? So I would pick it up and tell them, you better discard that or else I'm calling. I'm going to call on y'all. I swear I tell them that. I said, please throw this in the garbage. I remember I said that to this one. It was like a pack of meat that somebody put on a regular shelf. And I'm like, why would you do that? You kind of just giving it to somebody, be like, I don't want this anymore. They just let it. And it was like room temperature by then. I picked it up because I didn't want another employee to be ignorant and maybe put it back on the shelf, not caring. So I took it to the customer service. I said, please throw this away. She's like, why? I was like, because somebody left it there. It's room temperature. Thankfully, they threw it away. But there are people that do that. That's like gluttony. How are you just going to not think about somebody else and leave stuff sitting there that's going to rot? That's how people be getting sick. Because if we don't do it and the employee don't care, somebody gonna get sick. Expiration date could be just fine, but then a selfish behind customer just left it sitting there, and then somebody then backtrack and put it right back. That's messed up. So check your dates when you go to the supermarket to make sure everything is not expired. They got me out. They caught me a couple of times, but I try to look all the time. Some doctors now aren't treating people that are not vaccinated. I heard about that too. I think a lot of people are going to really experience it more than we all know. Experience what? I mean, they just stopped all the PUA and all that, but please, schools keep closing. They are not taking that into consideration, as well as workers are not caring. So you supposed to choose between the kids being homeschooled and work is hard, yeah, then no income. That's messed up. They be putting that food back on. I saw her throw it away. She could have picked it out the garbage. Next time I'm gonna open the package and be like, now you have to throw it away. Y'all. So speaking of that, my coworker, she has two of her girls that are in college, a prestigious college, right? And they just went back. And in order for any child or student to actually be on that campus or enter, you must be fully vaccinated, right? So now all of her children are sterile. I mean, now all of her children are back in school. And she just said to me the other day, you know what? 17 of the people have the virus and 70 of the students have to be in quarantine. I was like, what? How's that possible? Didn't you say that all of them have to be fully vaccinated before they enter the campus? She was like, yeah. I was like, oh, wow. 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 Dang. Wow. 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 So she's like, I don't know what to do. I'm scared. I was like, oh, wow. I just said, well, maybe just, tell them to keep on boosting up their immune systems and, wear your mask and, hope for the best. Keep on washing your hands, trying to be as hygiene as possible. I mean, let's face it, all of us have probably crossed paths with someone who has been exposed. Every single last one of us, right? Because there are people that are walking around asymptomatic with no symptoms. So they could be fully blown infected and you could have had some dealings with them and not know. And now you may be asymptomatic too, or not. Or maybe you might think it's a cold and you still go to work because you're like, oh, it's just a cold. I'm fully vaccinated. I just got a little cold. Self-diagnosing yourself. Let me just pop some Tylenol and stuff. Oh, I feel awful. All over the office. All over the place. Exposing the whole entire office to your possibilities. So anyway, I don't know, Thea. It's a hard call. But I guess we just have to be careful what's going on. It's just not safe. Wear your mask. And then people are trying to say that masks don't work. Like, I don't know if I believe that because I know mine works. Okay. If that's going to be my little invisible shield, then it will be. When I'm out in public, I don't care if you are vaccinated or not. You can keep your distance from me and I will keep my mask. Or if if you happen to hug, like I've hugged a couple of people, right? I've vended a couple of events between the time coronavirus was up or whatever, right? I vended a couple events and some people reached in for hugs. And like, even though I had my mask on, I would go, I would hold my breath. I don't know about y'all, but I was like subliminally holding my breath. Like, I don't know. It was just weird. But it was like, it's not human. It's inhumane not to like hug back. I don't know, y'all. It's There's so much going on between the devise, between the scare, between the actualities, between the real numbers and the fake numbers, between all of that. It's like, what do you do? Live a little bit, go back to your roots and enjoy nature and try your best to live a decent life or at least enjoy life. Like, we can't just stop living. We can't just stop traveling if you want to travel. We can't stop doing things just because. But I think when you throw fear in the mix of it, that right there will bring your immune system down a whole lot. And that right there will bring your guard down a whole lot. So you're like, wait, because when you're afraid, you don't, when you get afraid, right? And I'm going to close off at that because it's only 55 minutes. When we become afraid, don't we try to like, can somebody please help me? Or we like automatically you look to somebody for help when you become afraid. I mean, at least I can admit that. When I'm afraid, I just be looking around like, who's going to help me? So think about it now. If we all globally are afraid, what do? We try to look to someone for advice and help. So we have to be careful about allowing fear to interfere with what's really going on. Hey, Burns. Hey, Ken, how you doing? They say even fullbacks, you can still get it, but will reduce effects. I mean, it reduces the effects, but it can reduce it to the effect where nobody knows whether they're really sick or not. And you expose another vaccinated person or unvaccinated person or child or someone with a low immune system to something that you may have. So now your body doesn't even know, hey, what's going on? But we have a member. Woo, we have a member. Woo! And it's the YT cheerleader Burns Sporky John Closet. Hey lady, how you doing? Driving. I canceled 3 trips last year. Wow. Are you gonna go travel now? I wear one all time. Hey, B Ham, what's going on? I have a new necklace and it's a mask. So now they got me scared to like walk past somebody without a mask. That's the honest truth. When I see somebody without a mask on, I'm like, automatically I'm like, like how you feel safe walking around here with no mask on? No go well somebody. And you know what too? When I was in a line yesterday, this guy kept on getting close to me, and I'm like, we're all in this long line. It was to the point where I said, I'm sorry, can you please just give me some space because we're not moving, and I still would like my 6 feet. So he backed up. He was like, I'm sorry. He backed up. But what I saw him do, y'all, he took his mask down, went like this, put his mask back up, and like that. People are still being nasty. So his finger said, booger finger. He got booger saturated fingers. Booger saturated fingers. And the next thing he gonna do is pull his credit card out and give it to the cashier with his booger saturated fingers. People are still doing nasty things. Inadvertently, I mean, come on, people pick their nose from time to time, right? He didn't go and take no wet nap or no sanitize or no, he ain't do none of that to get the germs off. And who knows if his booger is potent or not. Nobody knows if his booger potent or not. He could have been itching. I don't care if you was itching the tip or not. You still put it up there. And I don't know where you've been. So try to wash your hands whenever you can. And if you must use hand sanitizer, feel free to just squirt a little here or there. Because you just don't know what you're touching that somebody else that might have had the boogie fingers touched. People are still being nasty or back to their nasty ways. I don't care if you picked a wedgie. There might be something there. Anyway, y'all. I deviated off of the whole idea of we need to really start to think more before we just go ahead and fall for things really running out as if they would never come back. Because I don't believe that if you really have faith in God or whatever you believe in, that your needs will not be provided for, because it will be. It may not be provided in the way you expect it to be, but they still will be provided. You made it this far. I don't know everybody's journey. I do not know everyone's journey. I do not know where you came from or where you're going. But if you made it this far and you had a journey of whatever, it's still fine now. You may have some bumps and bruises along the way, but you're still here. You still got decent health, right? So, what makes you think that it's not going to be sustained in the future? It will be. So, maybe we need to start taking the reins and saying, we want it to be this way. You're going to provide the needs that we want, not the other way around. Hmm. Not a wedgie. Girl, you don't know. Some people probably don't even wipe their booty. They don't wipe their booty, and that wedgie might be that crusty up leftovers that they didn't quite get right. And that seep through their pants, seep through their underwear to their pants. Yeah, I think like that. I don't care. There's moisture in closed things. I'm sorry. If I have to be graphic like that, that's how I be thinking. Unless I see you wash your hands and or if I know that you're a clean person from the things that I saw, not because you outwardly were trying to be clean, but just by me observing, like, okay, they clean. You don't know what somebody's doing. No more potlucks. No more potlucks. No more potlucks. Because I don't know if you'd be like this. Oh, that was good. That sauce was good. And then you go right back in. No more potlucks. No more. Okay, I'm eating. Oh, I'm sorry. Staff lives in staff stuff lives in noses too. That can be worse than see. That's disgusting, frugal mama. He went down here, so the front of the mask is tainted. The fingers are tainted. It was these two fingers because I watched him. I watched him when he did it. And then I saw I was just like, oh my goodness. Excuse me, sir. Can you please back up? And then the lady in front of me was looking at, I was like, look, like, we not going nowhere. We don't have to be on top of each other. Right? It's okay to be, nobody's gonna cut the line because you're not like securing all the space. And if they tried to cut the line, Joy, excuse me, I would quickly say, excuse me, I'm standing right there on line. And depending on how they react, is how I'll react. I know I'm a work in progress. I know I say we have to work on that. But listen, y'all, I'm still trying. I'm still trying. I'm still trying. Sometimes my mouth is gets ahead of me, before I can calm down. I try. For the most part, I think I'm doing okay, when I get a chance to think it through. But it's the immediate sometimes, you know what I'm saying? So, oh, snap. Don't forget to go follow Brian. We have a member. We have a member. And it's Brian Lee. Good to see you. Beham. Beham, it's good to see you. And Stacy, I hope you're doing well today. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna let y'all go because it's been an hour. But all in all, if you didn't learn anything for today or didn't have anything to think about for today, this is what I primarily want us to do. Think about things before we fall into the trap of thinking that something is not going to exist anymore. I'm sure we all have enough food stored up in our own bodies that can carry us an extra day or two, as long as we have some water. I'm sure we'll be fine. I'm sure we'll be fine. Just say I'm fasting if that's the case. So that's the thing. Let's think more. The other thing is let's Try to work on some of those goals that we've written down. I still haven't forgotten, guys. We still have to try to execute some of those goals. But before we can execute some of those goals, we have to be comfortable knowing who we are. And in order to be comfortable with knowing who we are, we have to head, we have to work on or just face some of those traumas that we have, whether it be as an adult or a kid. And I feel like a trauma, we all know the difference between what something is a trauma or not. If it keeps on coming up, that could be a trauma. Or if you think about something and it causes you to feel a certain way, that probably is a trauma. But once we get all of those things out, all of that muck and mire out, for real, we'll be able to be equipped to start doing our purposes in this life. And you know how I feel. We're all here to help each other out because humanity, in my opinion, was made for us to be together, not apart. And somehow along the road, we've believed that it's okay to be apart. It's not. We need each other. Hey, hey, we need each other. I need you guys as much as you may need me. So let's try our best to figure out what it is and how we can operate so much more and make this world a better place. It is good. Shoot, you know it's good when the day is out, when you look outside and you see the sun smiling at us and it shades us whenever we need the shade. But if anything, that's a bare minimum. So we need each other. Nature needs us. We need nature. Very basic. Without that, there isn't us. And without us helping each other out, we're going to be afraid of each other. And that's not healthy. It's not healthy and it's not productive. And we certainly should not allow robots to tell us what to do because we have a soul. We were birthed with that. That's a gift. You guys are beautiful and amazing. There is no mistake about you. Every single thing that you've gone through in your life, whether good, bad, ugly, or indifferent, does not change the fact that you can make this moment forward better than you ever thought. And it doesn't matter if you've messed up a million times. It doesn't matter even if you mess up next moment. You still have a purpose. And your purpose is usually always bigger than you. But you gotta let it manifest. And you gotta put work in. You know what I'm saying? Just put a little bit of work in. Because we're all beautiful. And that beauty, somebody is depending on to help them get through to the next stage of their life. Your smile, your hello, your goodbye, something about you is necessary for someone else. Shoot, you remember a little mail? Remember the little post office thing? By me blocking, not realizing, I helped somebody get their little, not get a ticket. He was so appreciative. And I was like, I didn't do anything. I didn't even know. But it didn't matter whether I knew or not. I was there. So I appreciate you guys no matter what. You could be doing anything else with your time. And the fact that you carve a little piece of your life and sew it into mine or into each other, that's really dope. And that's time that you're never going to get back. So we should always be appreciative of the time that people give to us because it's not something that we can reproduce. It's an experience that's never, ever going to happen again. So remember your beauty and remember It's limitless. And that limitless is only limited when you think that you're not worthy, and when you think that you're not enough, and when you think that you have gone too far where you can't turn back around, and when you think that fear is more important than your freedom, and when you think that you're not living enough. I'm here almost every day. We are 804. We almost at 1,000 episodes. Yes, yes. Go, if you can, follow me on all my other platforms at B as in boy, T as in Tom, D as in dog, LLC. And if you want, you can check out some of the videos that I've posted here on YouTube. If you're not subscribed, feel free to do so. It's up to you. I never ever want anybody to feel like I try to obligate you to do something, because I don't. We all have a free will, and it's about time that we practice using it. And I would prefer you to be more free than to do things out of obligations. We're not obligated to do anything but live. But it's better if we do, like, live with a purpose. Okay. Who that? Mom? Hey, Nikki, how you doing? Hey, Terry, how you doing? Adosa, you crazy. Oh, that was Frugal Mama. Okay, I thought you meant Mama was in the house. But I appreciate you guys. So again, whatever you do, make it amazing. I thank you guys again. And until we meet again, my name is Joy from Be the Difference Clothing. And I am signing out on another episode of Dun-dun-dun-dun. Hello. Oh, wait. Hello, world. Yeah, be him. I just sang you under the table. What? No, I'm just joking. I'm joking. World. See you guys soon.